I want my head to be more comfortable when I'm sleeping, so I picked up this pillow. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I was sleeping, and I kind of noticed that my neck wasn't feeling great, and one of the reasons why is when you have those really fluffy, sometimes down pillows, they compress, and it feels fine when you're laying on your back, but when you roll over on your side, and if you have broad shoulders like me, your head kind of snaps down like this and you're sleeping like this as the pillow gets compressed. And I thought, hey, one, I need a new pillow. I need something like memory foam that's going to cradle me a little bit better. But I thought, well, why don't I just go whole hog and get this crazy looking thing? That is the pillow. I'm super excited about checking this out because it's actually supposed to be for people like me that don't just sleep on our back all night, kind of roll over on the side. That's why we've got some higher sides here. You can actually flip it around too. So this is by Wondell. Happy looking lady on it. Hopefully there's a happy looking panda on it. And it comes wrapped up like most memory foam does, right? It just gets wrapped up like this, and as you open it up, it'll return to its original shape. All right, so I let the pillow expand here, and it's actually been expanding overnight, so this is as big as it will get. Now, what's kind of interesting to me is it's actually not super thick, you know, kind of about 5 inches thick here, maybe 6 inches thick, you know, at kind of its thickest point. But you can see here, it's got nice weight to it. It's actually kind of wide, and it's kind of funny looking. Kind of looks like a diaper or something. But you can actually use it like this, or like this, and I guess it's based on how you sleep. If you want your hands like on your pillow, like you sleep like this, you can do that. Or if you sleep like this, you can actually put your hands like underneath if you want, kind of roll over. It's kind of interesting because it's probably going to be a little hard to tell here, but it has some pretty serious contours. So there's a little bit of a kind of a channel right in the middle here, slightly higher, kind of curves out like this on there. So what I think is that when you're sleeping right in the middle and then you roll over on your shoulder, it's supposed to elevate you a little bit. And these wings, like I said, I don't know that these are going to matter except for kind of protecting your arms. But this is really, it's like kind of a curved channel where your arm is going to fit right in there. So sleeping on your stomach or something like that, I think that could be really nice. This outer cover here with this like little quilted fabric, which feels like cotton or something, and then this mesh material on the back will come off. So you do have a zipper up here, so you can take this off, this whole cover, and then put it in your washing machine. And then this inner memory foam piece, you don't wash it, should just be protected by this cover. But obviously you can put a pillow cover over it, so I'm assuming, but I don't know. I feel like a normal pillow cover should cover this up. It'll hang a little awkwardly, but it'll look decent. So let's give it a try. So I've been using this pillow for the last few nights, and I want to tell you what I found, which is kind of surprising. Unboxing it, I wasn't really overly impressed. It looks kind of impressive, I guess, but I didn't think it was going to do much for me. But I actually really love it. Now, I will tell you why I love it, and it's probably not for the reasons that you think. First of all, one of the things that I was kind of concerned about is that it just isn't that thick. I mean, it's decently thick, but when you usually get most pillows, they're really thick and plush, and that's because things that aren't memory foam really compress. And one of the things that I thought here is that, you know, it's probably not thick enough for me, but it really is, because what ends up happening is that when you lay down on it, it kind of compresses and cradles your head. And so what I get is my spine more in a line when I'm laying on it. I know that there isn't really a top and a bottom, and I've tried it both ways, and I can't tell you that either one of them is that much better. But because you have a little bit of a indentation here in the middle, it's on both sides. So when you do lay in it here, you are cradled more. You're actually closer to the bed, and well, that's what I like. I like my head really close to the bed, just supported around, so you don't get like a hot spot right on the back of your head. So you do get that. And then these little raised edges, even though they're pretty subtle, you know, they're not that high. If I were just to measure the low point here to the high point right here, you're not even talking about an inch in my opinion. But when you are laying on it in the middle and then you roll over onto your side onto the high points, it's just kind of nice because it puts a little more resistance right here, kind of keeps your head up in a line, and your head will sink into it a little bit too. But because the memory foam is kind of firm, it's really nice. It holds its shape, and even if you have your arm underneath it here, you don't feel like you are squishing down and actually laying on your arm. So your arm kind of molds into the bottom, your head kind of molds into the front, and it really kind of diffuses that pressure, and so it feels really good. Now, these slots here, like I said, if you're sleeping up here, you know, it's kind of one of these things where maybe you could put your hands, if you flail them up here, something like that. whether it was oriented like this or like this, it's probably unnecessary. I will tell you that probably the biggest thing for me is that the center channel here that's a little lower, and then these wings that are a little higher are really great for sleeping on your back, rolling over onto your side, and either side. Now, comparing it to, you know, this memory foam pillow, which I've used for a long time, and you can see that the thick end here is supposed to go under your neck, so you're actually supposed to sleep with it like this. Because it's uniformly thick all the way through, it's actually not as good as this pillow, because while it does conform to you, you have more to compress here when you're laying on it in the middle on your back than you probably want, and you probably don't have enough here when you roll over to your side and you want a little bit more support under your head. So a pillow like this is great, and actually I prefer this over a standard, you know, down-filled pillow or something like that. But this pillow has actually really won me over. Now, if you do find pillows that don't have these kind of strange cutouts on the side, I think it's going to work just fine. But if you get something like this, a cervical pillow, memory foam in particular, with a lower center channel for sleeping on your back, I think that's going to be the best. If you want to pick up this one, though, it's not that expensive, and I think it's really, really awesome. My favorite pillow yet. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.